Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, make sure you like and subscribe, because if you don't, a tornado of sharks will fall down from the sky and land on your home. Fam, I don't even know, like, please, just like and subscribe, man, please. Yo, I've heard about this anime, I've not actually watched it. But yeah, I hear a lot of good things about it, so yeah. Let's take a look, let's see what all the hype is about. Bam.
Good day, anime fans. I'm here to tell you about a title that I just can't get enough of.
That is
if you've
fire.
read the title, you already know. For
Hey,
today,
yo.
we're going to be talking about one of my favorite new gen shonen anime, Jujutsu Kaisen. There are many reasons why people just can't seem to get enough of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I hope that I can introduce some of them to you through this list. Here are my top 10 Jujutsu Kaisen moments, and if you haven't been watching the show yet, it would be great if this list encourages you to give this title a shot. Before we move on to the start of the list, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Each like and subscribe matters and would really help me a lot. Together we'll reach the next subscriber
this already
milestone
looks
for
fire.
this channel.
This looks so cool.
Show them. Every amazing anime starts off with the epic beginning, and early on we have this big balls play by Yuji as he takes on the curse. First impressions matter if you're going to build a convincing protagonist that you want your viewers to root for. Such a thing isn't a problem for Jujutsu Kaisen, who right off the bat gives us a pretty nice introduction to Yuji and his background. However, heroes are born in crowning moments, like Ichigo slicing fishbone with his newfound powers. For Yuji, it's in the way he saves Megumi in the introduction to the series. Completely outmatched against the curse, Yuji nevertheless continues to fight on in as badass of a manner as an ordinary human can do. It takes big guts to do what Yuji does.
Bro, never in your life will you see me eating that thing, bro. What?
In this scene, and he ends the fight in the unorthodox manner of eating the finger and feels the consequences of that action. Talk about badass normal here. It's such a strong sequence to end the first episode that it left many people wanting more Jujutsu Kaisen.
That looks sick.
Following that, we have Panda versus Mechamaru.
Okay, some hand-to-hand combat.
Expect a side character battle to steal the show this much, but for episode 16, I think that's just what happened. I mean, this looked like something taken out of Tekken given the combatants. Hand-to-hand combat for me is one of the hardest things in anime to execute, especially with the level of detail that would make a battle so immersive and engaging. Not a lot of anime, relatively speaking, can masterfully deliver on that and give us a fight with such impact as this one. That's not even talking about the very moving conclusion in this fight. For what could seem to be a short fight, the animation team sure went out of their way to make this look amazing. Speaking of emotional fights in the Goodwill event arc, how about the battle between Maki and Mai?
Okay. She sliced it.
Two siblings separated by the different yet very similar paths they took. That alone is an ingredient for a very emotionally charged confrontation between the twin sisters, and it would all come to head in the Goodwill event arc. The pent-up feelings of jealousy and love finally erupt as they take the stage for battle, both carrying fatal flaws in their abilities that cause their dismissal from the family. The fight itself, which Maki wins, is great, but it feels less impressive compared to the emotional stakes and impact it gave me. In the end, it was Mai breaking down and confessing her feelings, only to have the other sibling walk off without repairing the broken bridge between them. It's an act that powerfully caps off a very touching and tragic fight. I didn't think the fight would tug on my heartstrings this much, and I'm glad that the fight far exceeded my expectations.
Hey yo, GG. No way. Fam, she caught it. What? That's clean. That's clean. Yo, that reminds me of Hunter x Hunter, you know, when Gon goes like rage mode. Okay.
The Mahito
clean.
scuffles in the
That's
series
clean.
have given
That's
birth to a lot of memorable stuff. What we have here is Yuji's rage moment after having to deal with Junpei. It's a moment that sent some shivers down my spine due to how strong and well done the acting is in the scene. I guess it's about time Jujutsu Kaisen joined the ranks of battle shonen with such heart-pounding moments of rage. Well, the art even made Yuji somewhat resemble Gon in his own rage moments.
Bro,
You
that's what I'm
literally see
saying.
Mahito talk big game but run tail between his legs against Yuji and Sukuna. That's how you can tell that this is an anime protagonist who's not to be messed with. I didn't see this coming, and probably a few of you didn't either. This has got to be up there for an updated top rage moments in anime.
That looks fire. Yo.
Our next moment comes at the end of the first half of the series, the decisive battle against Mahito. Nanami and Yuji team up in the former's second major fight against Mahito. This time, he's joined by a very emotional Yuji after the encounter with Junpei, which I think deserves a moment of its own. The previous Nanami and Mahito fight was a showcase of Nanami's powers and meant to build hype for him. This time, it's Mahito's turn as we get to see the full display of his new abilities, and they're exactly as scary as they sound. He easily handles both Yuji and Nanami at first, and that's before he unveils his domain expansion.
Bruh,
It's a thing to be feared, and we just see how desolate it is. Luckily for Nanami, Yuji manages to come in with a save of epic proportions and forces Mahito to retreat, the latter having gotten a taste of Sukuna's power.
That voice acting sent shivers down my spine, bro. Man said, that was fire though, he said it, bro. Jeez. Man can't even move. Number 5. Megumi uses domain expansion.
All signs pointed to Jujutsu Kaisen having an epic climax to wrap everything up, and we march towards our top end with the recent moment of Megumi using domain expansion. One thing I really appreciate with Jujutsu Kaisen is how it utilizes its main characters and gives them a lot of shining moments. We see that trend improve with the recent bigger hitters like Demon Slayer, but back in my day, it was usually the main protagonist show with some moments from maybe the mentor character. I already talked about this briefly a while ago, but here we are, the highlight of the 23rd episode of the series. Episode 23 of the anime shows off Megumi busting out his epic domain expansion, Chimera Shadow Garden, in the battle against his finger breaker opponent. It's a technique as sinister as it sounds, and it works as a great darker tie into Megumi's growth. Really amazing animation and sound direction to this one, and it gives me chills seeing the technique in action. The thing is just insane, and it looks 100 times better than it did in the manga.
That looks so
really
fire.
outdid themselves
That looks
this
so
time.
fire, bro. Hey yo, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Sheesh, call you like him, G.
Right after that amazing moment is showtime for Yuji and Nobara. Towards the end of the first season, we have Yuji and Nobara dealing with Iso and Kichizu, a fight that takes on different twists and turns. The animation quality is already something we've all come to expect out of Mappa's amazing work for Jujutsu Kaisen, but can I bring your attention to the cool twists of the battle with reconfiguring the setting and the combatants? Typically, you'd have these ensemble fights for the climax, but I like what they did here. By separating the main characters from one another midway into the fight and reuniting them, we get a better glimpse of what each fighter is capable of before throwing us their amazing teamwork when they're together.
Yo, this artwork is actually insane.
Of course, an epic battle like this isn't complete without the finale of both Yuji and Nobara finishing off their respective opponents in such a cool way. This battle is just as cool with respect to showing character growth and the chemistry the main trio have with one another.
Number 3. Gojo versus Jogo. Alright, cool.
Gojo versus Jogo, aka the fight that collectively broke the internet for a while. Of course it finds itself so high on the list as it is, in my observation, the episode that helped skyrocket the series' popularity. Perhaps it's because being amazed by Mappa's work on the series and Attack on Titan is commonplace now, but back then, I think that this is the fight that finally got everyone's attention as to what—
Wait, the people who animated this are the same people that animated Attack on Titan? Okay, that is an S tier company.
a big hit Jujutsu Kaisen is shaping up to be. The jovial mentors Kitty Gloves finally come off in this thrilling battle to the death, and reverse Kakashi here finally reveals his eyes and the true extent of his powers. It's probably one of the best flexes anyone's ever done in this series, as Gojo just destroys his opponent while showing the full extent of domain expansion's potential. It's crazy.
Wait,
that
did he say finally removes? No, finally shows his eyes. Does he usually walk around blind? Okay, that's kind of cold. That's kind of cold, bro. Not being able to see, but being able to see. Okay, you don't let me know. Like, should I start watching it? I might even watch Jujutsu Kaisen on this channel.
Gojo isn't even trying here. Before, I compared this moment to the uber-popular Demon Slayer episode, and I still stand by that statement. Yep, in terms of the effects the moments had on their series' popularity, this one does pale in comparison, but they still felt the same in putting their respective shows on the map.
Jeez. What is this? Yo, I just realized they keep on using the same music. Aye.
Second in line is Yuji and Todo taking on Hanami. Throughout the Goodwill event arc, Todo has taken on quite the mentor role for our upstart hero Yuji. That's why it's such a joy seeing them work together to take on the special grade Hanami. For me, this is one of my favourite moments.
Yo, they keep on switching. That's fire, bro.
Because it really shows Yuji's growth throughout the series. You could call it a coming out party for him, if you will. That's not to say that Dodo was shabby in this fight, as he refuses to take a backseat to Yuji in the battle against such an incredibly durable and battle-hungry foe. A back-and-forth battle backed with amazing animation and evidence of growth is the formula to create a winning moment. I'm sure that this fight also caught the hearts of Jujutsu Kaisen fans worldwide. It's such a thrill trying to see how the chemistry between mentor and pupil holds up against a seemingly unkillable foe. The fight is great and all, but it's just unfortunate that in terms of visuals and sheer cool factor, I think that it had to just be upstaged by the very next moment on our list.
Space is distorted and cursed. What happened there? Man grabbed life itself, turned into a drop, and then... Hold on.
Coming in at the top is Gojo unleashing Hollow Purple.
There's Gojo, that's the guy that was blind, right? And then he removes his thing to show his eyes, to show his full power. Okay, cool. Guess it will be a
Gojo finally joins the battle to put a climactic end.
Kind of looks like Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul.
To the Goodwill event arc. The whole arc's been a pretty nice take on standard shonen tournament / battle royale arc, and of course it had to be interrupted by an invasion of enemy forces. When all hope seems lost, who else would you expect than Gojo himself to appear? It feels like a callback to All Might arriving at the end of My Hero Academia's first part. However, I personally think that Gojo's appearance here trumps that one. I mean, just look at the guy go to town with his opponent and combine his techniques, finishing with the epic move Hollow Purple. Such a destructive attack ends up being the highlight of said episode so far. What a way to finish off a climactic battle of an arc and this list. It's such a stylish way to win a battle, something that Gojo just excels at.
There's no way this guy wrapped himself up in wood to protect himself from that. There is no way, bro. Now you're dead. That's... But to be honest, what else would you, if you know that there's no escape, what else would you do? So, fair play.
How's that for a top 10 moment? I'm 100% certain that there are more epic moments that I just can't sneak into this list because...
Yo. I think we'll end the video there. You lot let me know if I should go check out some more. You know, if I should even, I don't know, react to this whole anime on this channel. You lot let me know. Catch you man in the next one.
Hope it depends on a humping Versace. Showing got red, I feel like a Tachi. Mad black cool. The diamonds are dozen, you're not on my level, so you cannot try me. One of the digits, no running late. Niggas coming with heat, no interrogate. Coming too fast, there's no time to hit the brakes. I'm coming with core, no special K.